Hey guys, it is Alex here from Code Pizza, and today I am so excited to make this first video teaching you guys how to make a website. So excited. Alright, let's get down to it. So, quickly, making a website is free. You do not need to pay anything. Well, when you put it live to the web, when you put it .com, yeah, you have to pay. But making a website on your own computer, it is free. We only need 3 things, but we're jumping ahead. So quickly, what are the goals for these videos? So my goal as a tutorialist on this video is I want to teach you guys how to make a website, obviously. So quickly, what's the difference between web design and web development? Well, web design is when you go on Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop and you mock up these websites. You make an image basically of how a website should look. Well, that's kind of boring. Today I'm going to teach you how to actually code and program the website. That's what a web developer does. So the web designer tells you, I want the website to look like this, passes it down to the web developer, which will be you in a couple of months. Well, actually today, lies. And basically we use a program, well, 2 programs, to display that design on a web page. So making a website is free. It is fun. Don't be scared of HTML and CSS. By the end of this video, HTML and CSS will be scared of you. Alright, so quickly, what will we need? We will need a browser. Right here, we'll need a browser. Either Chrome, just download Chrome. If you don't have Chrome, please use it. Because Chrome has developer options, and it's the best one out there right now. They tell you mistakes and stuff like that on your code. Easy to read and everything. Internet Explorer is a browser. Don't use it. Microsoft Edge, don't use it. Horrible. Sometimes web developers hate these Microsoft browsers because they do everything differently. So don't. Second best bet will be Firefox or Safari, but I will be using Chrome. Everything will look the same. Sometimes there'll be different. Design will look different on these browsers. But if you want everything to look exactly how I'm doing it, you should get Chrome. Second of all, you need a Mac or a Windows. Linux is fine. I didn't add it, but anything that can run a browser, do it. If you, not your phone, but you know what I mean. Okay. Third of all, what we'll need as a web developer and is your friend and will be your best friend from here to ever. And guess what? It is free. We'll need a text editor. So if you do not have a text editor, I'm just going to open up my Google Chrome here, of course. That's what we'll be using in this video. So go on down to atom.io. If you can't see that, I can't zoom in, sorry. But atom.io, these people here are magicians, man. They make the most beautiful text editor ever. And there's a community of people that make plugins, or that basically you can customize it to whatever you want. So if you're a heavy Spotify user, guess what? You can just have a Spotify playlist on your text editor. But I will not be showing you that. But it's really good. It's really lightweight. The user experience is beautiful. You download it from Mac. I already downloaded it. I don't have to download it again. Just for reference, you can download Sublime Text too. You can download this. Sublime Text is pretty good. I like using Atom. This is my preference. Sublime Text is really good. I used to use this when I started learning. And the last but not least will be Brackets. I think that's .io also. Brackets.io. Beautiful beautiful text editor here. All of these do the same thing. Alright, let's get down to it. So we have the 3 things. You have a browser, you have a computer, you have a text editor. What else do we need? We need to learn, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you how to make your first web page. Non-disclosure, the disclaimer, I mean, it will not look beautiful because we're going to learn something called HTML first. So let's start making our first web page. Don't save. All right. So this is your first slice of pizza code. Let's do this. So first thing you want to do, Windows or Mac, you want to right click and we're going to make a new folder. You can put it wherever you want. You can put it in the folder where you put your passwords, your anything, but I put it on my desktop because it's the easiest thing ever. Okay, what am I going to name this folder? You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it first web page. That's how easy it is. Name a folder. Why? A web page is a project. When you're doing videos or when you're doing some type of project, you have everything organized inside of a folder. So here we have our folder here. So next thing we want to do is fire up our text editor. So you can look up for your text editor. If you downloaded Sublime, just look up Sublime. I'm guessing if you want to become a web developer, you know how to use a computer. So there we go. I have Sublime Text open. Forget about this error here. It will go away. There you go. You guys won't have that error, but let's get into it. So first thing, let's set up our actual working space here. So let's open that folder that we just made. So I'll go into File, Open, Documents, put it on my desktop, and I open up first web page. You know you did that good when you have first web page right here. Second of all, I'm gonna go into my Google Chrome and I'm going to do a split screen. Many programmers, if you've seen them and they look pretty cool, they'll have their computer on split screen. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to have your code on one side and you want to have your browser on the other. That way you can just refresh the page easily. So first thing we gotta do, we have to make a HTML file. So you have to go into File, New File. Well, I already had a new file, so we're gonna press Command S or Control S on Windows. What that does is that saves the file. Now I want to save it inside of this folder named first web page, and I'm gonna name it. You can name it whatever you want, but it's best practice if you name it index. Your first HTML file should always be named index.html. But if you're feeling a little rebellious, you could go name it cat.html or whatever you want. Index.html, the browser is always gonna know that's home page. All right, it's gonna say homie, what page you want me to put? It's gonna say index.html. Okay, that's it. All right, we now have an index.html file. How does the computer know you're writing HTML? Simple, .html. When you download a program, you always see the .exe, .zip. Those are just file extensions. So we now know that HTML is a file extension. Now, what is HTML? HTML is used to create web pages. So any web page, let's go to Google. Google is made with HTML, believe it or not. What we're gonna learn today, they're doing it at Google. That's how you know you can land any job in this day and age. So what is HTML? So let's look that up. What is HTML? Let's see what Google tells us. So HTML is a hypertext markup language, a standardized system for tagging text files to achieve various things. Hypertext, what does this mean? Literally means when you click a link, it takes you to another web page. Markup language, we mark up our words. Now, let's get into it. So the first thing, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see this. First thing we're gonna do is inside every HTML page, we have to start off telling HTML, it's kind of redundant, but you have to tell HTML that we're gonna write HTML code. Quickly, HTML is made up of tags and elements. So the first tag we're gonna do is use the less than sign, and you're gonna write HTML just like that. All right, so we're gonna put these tags. Now this is a HTML element, so what do we put inside of this HTML element? Simple, we put HTML code. So the first thing we do is we separate our web page in two different other tags. So the first one will be a head, just like that, and the first one will be head, the second one will be body. So head displays information about your website. So the title of your website, the description of your website, who made the website, the author, all of that goes in the head tag. The head tag does not display anything on the actual web page. And our body tag, this is where we're going to put all of our things, all of our images, our videos, your picture of your cat, the picture of your girlfriend. Whatever you want to put there is on the internet. It will stay on the internet forever and ever. All right, so let's get into it. So inside of our head tag, before we do anything actually with the HTML, I'm going to save it. Command S or file save, but save yourself the trouble and just Command S, you know. Go inside your Google Chrome. You want to do file, open file. Same thing on Windows. There's nothing different. Just Mac is more expensive. But file, say open file, and we want to go into the folder that you saved it in. The folder I saved it in was first web page, and I want to open the index.html file. Click on this. We open it. Guess what? We have our empty HTML file on our browser. So this, when you save the file, it's when you refresh it here, it's going to refresh all your changes and everything. This is how they do it in the real world. This is the best thing about web development. What you're doing now, people right now are getting paid $100,000 a year to do the same thing you are learning now. That's what's great about this job. You can do it on your free time and have it as a profession. It's not like when you want to become a pilot, you have to learn all these things and learn a lot of math, learn a lot of physics, and then you become a pilot. No, right here is hands-on. You're starting right here. You're starting today doing this. So quickly, because I want to keep these videos short, inside of our head, if you see right here, we have index.html. We don't want our web page to be called index.html. We have another tag called title. Remember, we do it with the starting. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see how tags look. Starting, you do a left angle bracket. You put the name of the HTML tag that you want to do, and then you close it with this /. Now, what title do we want to put in between these tags? We want to say my first. I'm just going to zoom out. I don't like being this zoom in. My first web page. You could put whatever you want. When I refresh the page, now we have it here, my first web page. Great. Information about the web page. It's going to be in the head. This is not considered the head tag. This is the browser. In the head, you can add different things. It will not display it to the page. Now, if I go into body, this whole white space here is considered the body of the HTML. That is where we want to put everything, where you want to put your blog posts, where you want to put your images, where you want to put your whatever you want to put on the internet. It will be inside the body tag. So quickly, how are we going to put stuff inside? So I can quickly put my name right here, Alexander Mello. It works. My name popped up, but it's not specific. You have to be specific with HTML. You have to tell it what is it that you want to put on the web page. So this is my name. I want to put my name out there. I want my name to be the first thing that people look at. Well, there's a tag for that. This tag is called the H1 or the header 1. So guess what happens if I put my name in this header 1? I save it, Command S. I have my H1, my name in between an H1. When I refresh this page, boom, my name is really big. Now, H1s, there's 6 levels. So there's H1, you guessed it, there'll be an H2. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this for the sake of time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So instead of H2 on this one, I'm gonna put H3. Hopefully I counted that right. There's only 3 types of people in this world. Those that can count and those that can't. So H5, H6, and H6. So notice how all these elements are being accompanied by a closing tag, and that is crucial. Now, some of these elements don't have closing tags, and we'll go over that too. There you go. We have H1 all the way to H6. It gets smaller and smaller. And HTML is just a couple of tags. It's not really that hard. Right now, when I make a website, I still use these tags. I still use everything that I'm showing you guys. I still use it to this day. HTML, you have to just learn probably up at most just 10 tags, even less than that, and you can make any web page. So great, we have a web page now, and we're displaying our name and just a bunch of small things if you're following along, which I do recommend that you do with these videos. That way you can save what you are doing. So this is gonna be the end of this video. We made our first web page, believe it or not. It does look ugly, but we're gonna keep building upon this. Next video, I'm gonna be covering links, which are other tags, links, images, and just extra tags that you might need to style your web page. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Code Pizza here. Stay coding, stay saucy.